things that happened tonight. Yeah. And it was like, it felt like a good energy and it put me in a good mood. And I think a lot of good things happened tonight.
Yeah, I think that all across the board, every single dance was improved, redeemed.
Yeah.
Just
fun to watch.
Fun to watch. Like, finally, we got every single dance, even the dancers that we don't really like that much, we were like rooting for.
Yeah.
We were like, oh my god, they're doing a good job.
Oh, hell yeah.
So that was really cool. And it's crazy because before we started watching, we had some time to kill. So we went through some old dances, and not from this group, but from past seasons. And it was just so crazy to watch because what we noticed is that there really is a big change from when...
Because of COVID,
because they used to have these big, huge freestyle numbers, contemporary numbers where they had backup dancers coming in and like...
Or even just other random dances. Then you got to see how they, did dancing with another person or with like a different partner or with like a group of people.
Sometimes they would bring in somebody
really
who would do like a trio dance. Like, there were so many things that they were doing. They were doing these really cool stunts that like require 6 people for them.
I feel like the sets aren't elaborate because they probably can't have... They can't have sets.
Yeah, they can't have like people coming in and like building stuff.
Building shit.
Yeah.
That's why they're spending so much money on Tyra's clothes.
Because they have the extra money to spend.
They're like, the money's burning a hole in our pocket.
Oh
we have to spend this money. Invest that shit.
Yeah, you know what? She didn't have any costume changes.
Invest it into the future Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, she didn't have any costume changes, so that's nice. And honestly, Tyra messed up royally a lot tonight, so we could go on and on about her, but I don't want to digress into negativity. We all know how we feel about Tyra, and there's nothing more to say that hasn't been said about her. So I'm just going to throw that out there. She was a mess tonight, more so than usually is, and we're moving on from that. Carrie Ann looked beautiful. She looked
gorgeous.
Stunning with that short blonde wig. Okay, so our first...
Sky started first. Her redemption dance was a cha-cha. This was the first dance I ever liked her in.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I can see it. It was definitely way better than her first cha-cha. She definitely redeemed herself.
Totally. I think Bruno did a good job. So I don't know if it's Alan not being a good... Because Alan's a good teacher. Like,
He's been a good teacher to other people, so maybe Sky and him just aren't...
Or something's weird happening because it seemed like once Bruno came in, she exponentially...
Got better.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
So, you know what? I thought she did good.
I thought it was her best dance.
It was her best dance.
Yeah.
Until she got to her second dance, which was even better than her first dance. So tonight was just a good night for literally, like we said, everybody. So I was happy to finally see something that I didn't hate of Sky's. And that I agreed with the judges with. And I will say that we were spot on every single score we gave.
Every single score, every single, comment.
Like the judges were just, spitballing back. And we were like, oh my God, we're on par with the judges. Like, everything we're chit-chatting about on the couch or during the dances, they say in their review, and we're like, oh my God, like, we're in each other's heads today.
Exactly. So. And it just felt good, it makes you feel good.
Yeah. So we gave it 9s, they got straight 9s.
Justina, redemption was a tango. She had Derek come in and help her. My thing is everything is there and everything's so good, but the emotion for me didn't match the dance whenever she dances. And Nelly is the same way, but for some reason with Nelly, the vibe is just, it just works for him. But with her, she seems like such a lovely, happy person. And then when she's doing the tango, I kind of wanted more passion, and it just seemed like, yay, I'm here. Like, you can tell she loves being on Dancing with the Stars.
Oh yeah,
and I love that for her because she is fun to watch. But I just she's really good at the cha-cha and stuff like that.
She's good at that really Latin-y, Latin-y stuff.
Fun and they're
saucy, exactly. But she does good at the more attacky things too. So we gave it a 9. She got a 9, 10, 9. But, once again, I think it was a redemption from her first dance.
I agree,
from her tango, rather.
Yeah,
that she did, week 3 or whatever.
Yeah, it was a lot better.
Next was Johnny and Britt.
They did salsa.
There was actually a lot of choreo in it that I liked. And once again, with Johnny, it was the first dance that he did that I was like, oh, I like this dance. I'm rooting for you now. And I've never rooted for Johnny before.
Exactly.
So I was like, okay, I really like this. I definitely think they redeemed themselves from their first salsa. They did mess up, though.
Yeah, they did.
They did mess up. So, you know, it's sort of like... And then after that was when... Sorry, I just have to bring up Tyra one more time. When she, like, made that really weird comment about the breast or whatever. She said she has a breast or something like that.
I have a breast. And then she was like, wait, a chicken breast. And then I was like, what is happening?
Nobody knows.
What is happening right now?
Yeah, and Carrie Ann did give a little snippet. She was like, "Oh, we're allowed to judge now," or she said something like that, and I was like,
"But I was proud of Johnny."
I just hate her.
But I was proud of Johnny. I've been hard on Johnny, and
I thought he brought it.
And you know, I'm glad that
he went out.
He went out on a.
Yeah.
Because like AJ last week didn't go out on a good dance, and I don't care if I don't like you or not. I don't want anybody leaving on a bad dance.
Yeah.
I want people to go on their, you know, best dance. And to me, Johnny had his best dance tonight. So,
for sure.
You know,
so
I think he should be proud of himself.
Nelly and Daniela did the paso doble. Once again, redemption. You know, they talked about in the first paso that he did, like, his shoulders were up and he was, like, very stiff. But he really did. You could see him concentrating. We did that at the exact same time. Oh, my God. I could, like, see it out of the corner of my eye. He brought his shoulders down, and you really could see the lines in his neck, and you could see that he was actively... And here's what we were talking about. Is that even though Nelly technically is not the best dancer, and maybe he technically doesn't deserve to be as far as he has been in the finals, he is taking it seriously, and he is putting in the hard work, because there's been plenty of people who have made it. Sean Spicer, that Bonner dude, a bunch of people who have just kept making it, and you're just like, oh my God, they're not even trying, because they know they have to pop their votes.
Nelly, in a sense, is a Frankie Muniz.
Get out of here.
Like that, like Frankie Muniz was just such, like, for me, he was so awesome to watch.
And he was never going to be the best technical dancer, but there was just something magical about him.
And he always hit the moves.
And Nelly's just there. Sort of magical a little bit.
Exactly. He brings the magic. Nelly has some magic.
Nelly has magic. So I'm excited. Not only is he dancing next week, but he's also performing next week. So this is going to be really fun.
I've never really watched him perform, I feel like.
Well, you will next week.
Yay, I'm so excited.
So yeah, they totally,
actually, we were wrong about the score, though.
We were?
Yeah. Because I think we did. Yeah, because we were kind of basing off of.
Well, he did get 1-8.
Yeah, he did. He did. He got 9-8-8, and we said all 8s. Because technically... he's not fully there.
He's not fully there. And if other people were getting 9s, then compared to them, like, his is more of an 8, but for him, a 9. Yeah. Just based solely on him. But Neve and Jenna, they did a foxtrot. It was beautiful. There was finesse. So it was classic. There was lots of content.
He is the only contender that has finesse in my in my mind.
I agree.
He's the only one that has a finesse.
Everything that he does just flows into the next motion so effortlessly.
Yeah.
And he has, like, little nuances that, like, you just catch, but, like, they're almost there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
And a lot of that has to do with Jenna's amazing choreography. And she's consistently brought us amazing dances, not only this season, but in all the seasons she's ever participated in.
She's a good...
Jenna's a pretty good...
choreographer,
obviously teacher,
pro dancer,
yeah.
She's pretty high up there on my list.
Exactly.
She's with, like, Sharna.
Yeah, she's up there. So yeah, it was really nice to watch. It was just sort of...
They got perfect 10s.
It was a classic. Yeah. I loved watching it. Next is Caitlyn and Artem. They did the paso doble.
I said I don't like it. I was like, it's still the same.
It's still the same to me.
I did love Derek said something. What did Derek say? Oh, he said that he was watching it and he was like, okay, same thing. But then he changed his mindset to be like, okay, well, this is who she is and this is, like, the kind of performer she is. So now I'm going to kind of try to look at it through, like, a lens of maybe a judge that understands this more than I do.
He changed his perception. He was like, you know what? She's never going to give me that, like, hard-hitting, passionate, tango or paso doble or anything like that. So I'm going to accept it for what it is and still recognize that it's a good dance, which I feel like we do.
Right, because she's technically she's there. She has the technique.
Yeah. There's just, like, something not emoting from her.
Exactly.
Which I thought was a little bit better. Like, she was almost there, and I will say that she had a little bit of a breakthrough in her second dance, which we'll get to.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I hated the costumes, but I will say it was authentic, paso doble.
That's true.
There was lots of content.
And we gave it 10s, and the judges gave it 10s, so.
Yeah.
Then there was the second dances. A lot of contemporary, which I really like.
Yeah, and every single one of them was
beautiful.
I mean, like, best dances from any of them, any of the nights.
Justina started out with contemporary. It was sweet. It was nice. She is a babe. Like, she just looks, she always just...
It was simple.
She's always smiling. I love her smile.
Nice.
It was a little slow for me. The choreography felt a little slow.
I felt like at the level of dancer she is, they could have definitely added a little bit more content.
Mm-hmm. But the dance was beautiful.
But with that being said, she nailed it. The dance was amazing.
Oh, it was awesome. Yeah, we gave it 10s and the judges gave it 10s. Mm-hmm. And I love Sasha. Mm-hmm. I love Sasha.
Yeah, and he does deserve to win one day. I mean, right now,
Justina's not in my top 2.
Like, we obviously want Neve to win. And then Neve,
and then I think it'll be Neve, Caitlyn. I thought that it was going to be Justina and Nelly.
But she was in the bottom 3.
But she was in the bottom 3, and I'm thinking Nelly, I don't know, it could be Neve, Caitlyn, Nelly, Justina. If they even tell us.
Because this is the problem, is they have 4 people in the finale, which just seems like way too many people.
Yeah.
And then they only tell you who the winner is. They don't tell you who's second or third or fourth
place.
place.
There's 3 people just being like,
well, like, were we second best, or like were we second most popular, or like whatever. I don't like
know,
that. Maybe they'll change it.
Maybe they'll change it. I hope they change it.
But it never used to be like that. They used to do top 3, and they would tell you third, second, and first place. And I like that, because if it's just a group of 4 people and you only start with
but they've
15
been doing this
couples
for a while.
I know, and I hate it.
I know. Hopefully they change it. We'll know by next week.
Sky and Alan did a Vietnamese waltz.
That was her best dance.
Yeah. That was the first time that I was like, oh my god, like, there's a person in there. Like, there's life, there's emotion, there's feelings.
Yeah.
She's just always been so robotic. Even when she does these, like, little packages at the end where she's like, everybody love everybody and you can do anything you can. It just felt like almost scripted and, like, robotic. And it finally felt like, oh, there's a person in Sky.
Yeah. For more organic.
She was really elegant. She was nice with her lines. She finally filled her lines, because I think it was last week that we talked about how she would, like, stop her lines.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, like, she felt, like, really nice and flowy through everything.
It was definitely her best dance.
Yeah.
Like, I think it really benefited her having another person come in.
Mm-hmm. And I loved the choreo. Alan's choreo was really, really good with that.
Yeah.
We gave it 10. She got all 10s. Everybody got 10s.
Everybody got 10s.
But at this point in the season, it's like, if you're not getting 10s,
exactly. Like,
why are you here? You know, you should be doing your 10 dances at this point.
Yeah.
Johnny and Britt.
Jazz.
Yeah, jazz.
Johnny did jazz.
It felt a little bit more like contemporary.
Yeah, I was thrown off for the whole entire dance, because, like, in my mind, and I know this is just like a personal problem, but when I heard jazz, my mind automatically went to Neve's jazz dance, which was
jazz 101.
Jazz, and it was really good. And so that's exactly where my mind went. And then the style was just completely different, and it felt really contemporary to me, that the whole entire time I just wasn't, like, in it, because I was, like, following along.
But it was good. He hit every single step.
But it was really good. I mean, the dance itself, like, I really actually liked the choreography. Mm-hmm. It was fun. I liked, like, all the running segments. Mm-hmm. Like, I thought the dance was really cool, and I definitely think it was his best dance, and I'm happy that he got to leave on such a good dance.
I agree.
He hasn't been my favorite, but he has worked hard. There's no denying that. I don't think... he just wasn't my favorite dancer, but he's worked hard, and I'm glad he went out on a good dance.
Yeah, I am too. And then Neve and Jenna, I mean, perfect. Best dance of the entire show.
I love Neve. Finesse,
and you always know.
Best dance of the show. Choreography, yes. Jenna, our sweet angel, winner. Jenna is amazing at contemporary, and he matched her. She didn't have to hold back for him. Great vibe.
Yeah, I love when the pros don't have to hold back for the stars, because they're
Which
at
we
the
talked
same
about
level.
this, going back to Sky and Alan, that's what we were saying. We felt Alan was holding back for Sky.
For Sky,
and it's
like,
nice when, like, I felt like when I was watching Neve and Jenna, I felt like we were watching one of the solo dances they used to do pre-COVID. You know, when the partners would come out, or like the group would come out and they would do a dance. Like, I felt like I was finally watching like two professionals working together.
Oh yeah,
you know, 100%. And I think it was Bruno that said it, or Bruno was like, I forgot to judge. I was just
no, it was
watching.
Derek said that.
Derek said that.
Derek said I forgot to judge, but it's true. And I also like it's. When you see Bruno during a really good dance and Bruno doesn't stand up and give his notes
and like freak
and
out,
he sits down and he gives his notes, you know like, that he loves the dance, because like the more serious he is, the more serious he is.
Yeah, because like if you mess up, like he's kind of
a little flamboyant like,
about
he's
it,
standing up and he's throwing his body around and he's being like sort of a jerk.
Like kind of mocking a little bit.
Mocking. I mean, we love Bruno. Don't get us wrong, but like. He has a tendency to...
You know when he's just like, damn, that was good. And he's like calm and collected. You're like, okay, you know it was good.
Yeah. So, like I said, I think it's the best dance of the entire season.
Yeah. But we
gave it 10s. Even Derek said that it would be an 11. Okay, Nelly and Daniela killed it. I was scared.
Oh my god, I was
so
nervous.
So
nervous. I was like, he is done. He's gonna fuck up.
Oh my god.
I was worried.
Yeah, the package in the beginning made it feel like he was the villain, like he was like lazy, like he was procrastinating. I was like, oh my god, this is not gonna be a good dance. And then he came out and we were like,
he killed it.
Is this Nelly? Like, it was so good.
He killed it. I was so nervous for the dance, but I really, really loved it. He hit that was his personal best ever. Like, yes, there's stuff like, he's flat-footed. Like, he's flat-footed. That's what he is. Like, he's not going to get past it. There, I just don't think he will. But, like, and he wasn't, like, flicking his foot, but besides, like, those little things, like, this was his, like, he did it. He never missed a beat.
And the jive is hard.
And he was moving. He wasn't just, like, standing
She wasn't dancing around him, which...
Sometimes she
always does.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I felt like their energies matched. Like, we had this problem with, especially last week, like, Daniela was going all out, and we were like...
And Nelly was just like, do-do-do.
Nelly was, like, chilling, like, in the corner of the club, and she was, like, shaking it, and we were like, ah!
It was just, like, so off.
Yeah, it was off. Their energies were off.
Yeah.
But tonight, I felt like they were really in sync, and Nelly killed it, and I think Nelly completely deserves, at least... based on tonight, to be in the finals.
Exactly. Based on the other dances that I saw, I felt like I got something out of him.
So, we said Johnny and Sky were going to go home. They did. We
missed Caitlyn's. Caitlyn had a contemporary.
Where?
After Nelly.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. Caitlyn, okay, that contemporary was really good.
It was, but that's why you missed it, because like I didn't really write much about it. Like, I watched it. It was beautiful. I thought she gave me a little bit of something in the beginning. I kind of lost at the end. I don't know, it just sucks so bad because I think she's a great person, and I like watching her, you know, stories on Instagram and keeping up with her life, and like, I think she's all these things. There's nothing wrong with her, but there's just something I'm not getting from
her performance. And she like broke through, and like we had it. We were like, oh my god, she's giving us something.
It was right there.
It was right there. And then it wasn't there at the end, but with that being said, the dance was still beautiful and like a very nice tribute to her friend, and like
totally,
you know, so like it deserved the 10s that it got. But
no,
like,
I agree 100%. It was a 10 dance.
It was like if that would have been her like first dance, and then grown from there.
Exactly.
I feel like Caitlyn would have done a lot better job. But like, if you're just reaching your peak at the semifinals, like.
Yeah, I mean,
once you get to the finals, like, you're sort of a winner no matter what, but, like...
Yeah, that's true.
It's sort of like, I don't want my peak to be reached on the very last dance. I want to reach my peak and then work to get a better peak, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
So, anyway.
That's true.
Yeah,
so... Yeah, Sky and Johnny would go home, and they did. I mean, that's the only thing that made sense in my mind.
It was the only logical thing.
They've both... Well, Johnny's been in the bottom two twice.
Sky's been in once.
Sky's been in once. In my mind, that was the only thing that made sense.
We knew Nelly would probably get through just based on popular vote.
And then in the bottom.
And then obviously that meant that Justina would be in the bottom because there's no way Neve was going home. And Bachelor fan base is so strong, there's no way Caitlyn's going home. So it had to have definitely been, and Nelly's fan base is strong too, so it had to have been between Johnny, Sky, and Justina. And the judges were never going to send Justina home over Sky, and they did Johnny dirty, I will say. At the very end, they did Johnny dirty.
Oh, that was bad.
They were like, whoever has the lowest votes gets to go home. They were like, Johnny, go home. And he walks off the stage.
He didn't get to say, like, a thank you, a goodbye, and, like, I would have liked to hear him say a few words.
Or the judges say, you know, it really sucks that you had to go home. And Derek did try to throw that in there, but at that point, it's like he's already off stage. And then it was this big final countdown to see, like, who was going to go between Justina and Sky. And, like, of course, Sky went home. And then they did this big old Sky's going to be on, GMA in the morning and this and all the confetti and stuff. And they didn't say, Johnny, come out.
To say goodbye to Johnny. Or, like, but that's been a problem this whole entire season is nobody has got this chance to kind of
have that final recognition.
They're kind of like, if you want to hear them say something, make sure you go to GMA in the morning. It's like, well, we are going to go there in the morning, but I still want to hear them talk now.
Exactly. So,
and give them their moment. Like, it just seems so, like, okay, out with the trash. Like,
yeah, it did. It felt like that.
It seems rude. It seems rude not to, like, let them say a quick goodbye and thank you to the people that watch.
I agree.
We are watching for them.
Yeah. That was weird. I'm pretty sure that's the first time they've ever done something like that.
Where they haven't let them, they've never, this whole entire season, have not really let anybody say anything.
No, I'm not saying about talking, but, like, just, like, been like, okay, you're done, like, leave. Because up until, like, maybe last season or the season before, there was no judge saving. Like, it was just...
that was, like, a new, that was
whoever's
a new
the
thing
bottom,
that was added after the whole
bottom.
Sean Spicer thing happened.
Because Sean Spicer kept getting
so they, like, did different rules. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. So this is, like, all a new format.
Which,
kind of.
you know, you gotta work through it, but at some point you feel like maybe they would have done, like, mock trials and, like, been like, this doesn't really work.
Yeah, totally.
Or a run through, Jesus Christ. Anyway, so, Johnny and Sky went home. We're definitely okay with that. Goodbye. You ended on really good dances.
Yeah, he did. I'm glad.
I will say that I think that not the worst thing about this season, but usually in the seasons, they focus a lot on, like, telling a story. So tell a story about something that's most memorable to you. Tell a story about a family member. Tell a story about your hardest struggle. And then we get to learn a lot about the dancers.
Yeah.
And then in turn, the dancers put a lot of emotion into their dances and get better. We saw that happen with Caitlyn tonight. We saw that happen with Sky tonight. But we had all of these themes, which, like, were fun, icons, 80s, all this stuff, but I felt like it took away from learning about the characters, learning about the people, the stars, and then in turn having them emote that into their dances. And I do think that was a big struggle this season. I never really felt, for the most part, that I felt their soul.
But I agree 100%, but that's what's crazy to me is because they had time to fill. But that's what we've said since the beginning is give them more package time or give them more...
Or do the more skit. Like, I love the skits that they've been doing. The Cult Center skit was so cute, but, like, they could have done so many more skits. There was so much time where Tyra was just talking. I said I want to talk about Tyra, but she was so bad tonight.
Or even, there was just a lot of dull spaces where she had to...
She had to fill, and it's like nobody wants you to fill.
Okay, the way you fill in the space is give them a little bit more for the package.
Or give the judges more time to talk.
Or give Johnny a second to say, thank you and goodbye, or any of the contestants that,
It was past 10 o'clock when Carrie Ann finally said, I want to save Justina. You know what I mean?
Yeah, time
management and the judges should have that time at the end to really
think
debate
about it.
And think about it, because it is a really hard decision, and it is tough, and, like, it is changing somebody's life, literally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
I agree.
To not give them that time. I kept thinking the entire time when Carrie Ann was, like, mulling over in her head, I was like, oh my god, Tyra's gonna say, like,
hurry up,
because I was looking at the clock and it was like 10:02, and I'm like, I, like, started getting anxiety. I'm like, oh god. So.
Yeah. I agree. Time management
is all over the place this season, but with that being said, I would say that this episode
was the best.
Hands down of this season.
Yeah.
So I can appreciate that, and
I really liked, like, every Yeah, I was happy with this episode.
And we're ready for the finale.
I'm really
finale.
excited.
I'm sad, but I'm happy. They'll probably maybe do sort of like a Christmas theme. Usually they do, like the week before Thanksgiving. It always feels a little too early.
Probably not, because there's just not enough people to make it feel like
make it feel magical.
Exactly.
Good point.
So maybe it'll just be like a normal episode.
It's
like they can't have like
is.
a parade. Yeah, because it's gonna be. I feel like if they do it, maybe it'd be like a little hokey.
Yeah, there wouldn't be enough. Oh, because they usually do it in Disneyland.
They usually do it like at Disneyland or whatever.
Or Disney World.
And they have Disney World. And
no, they do it at Disneyland.
Do they?
Yeah, they're in.
Yeah, they do it in. They do it at Disneyland. And it's fun because there's lots of people and there's performances and there's all the pro dancers there, but you can't have they don't have
You're
the
right. So they probably won't do the
it'll probably be like a normal episode.
Thing. But I'm okay with that.
It's the freestyles we want to see. I'm really excited for the freestyles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Well, I wonder if they're going to bring the other people, because that's the thing, usually at the end they bring everybody back.
Yeah. Who knows?
They won't, I don't think they'll bring them back because they're like out of the bubble or whatever.
Yeah. We'll see. So we have a lot of questions. We'll try to answer them next week.
Yeah.
But so far, I will say for the most part that the season has gone pretty much exactly almost the way we predicted.
Yeah.
There's been a few hiccups, like I have right now. I have the hiccups. But
I'm excited for next week. I'm excited. It went by really fast.
It did. Yay, so we hope everybody has a wonderful week. Please go check out some previous Dancing with the Stars dances.
So good.
Because they're fire.
Yeah.
They're really good.
I agree.
So yeah. Thank you so much.
Eggs and Bakey.